African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing on the progress of the special military operation as of January 3, 2025. From December 28, 2024 to January 3, 2025, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a massive and 12-group strikes with high-precision weapons and attack unmanned aerial vehicles, which resulted in the destruction of energy facilities that supported the operation of enterprises of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine, a plant for the production of gunpowder charges, the infrastructure of military airfields, ammunition depots, fuel bases, assembly shops, storage sites for attack unmanned aerial vehicles and unmanned boats, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries. Over the course of a week, 46 Ukrainian servicemen were taken prisoner on the contact line. During the week, units of the North Group of Forces continued to destroy formations of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk region. Airstrikes, unmanned aerial vehicles, and artillery fire damaged the manpower and equipment of 7 mechanized, 3 airborne assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, a Marine brigade, and 4 territorial defense brigades. In the Kharkov direction, units of the mechanized, motorized infantry brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces and 2 territorial defense brigades were defeated. Over the course of a week, in the area of responsibility of the North Group of Forces, the enemy's losses amounted to over 3,130 servicemen, 4 tanks, 5 infantry fighting vehicles, 7 armored personnel carriers, and 51 armored combat vehicles. 121 vehicles, 28 field artillery guns, and 6 electronic warfare stations were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their position along the front line, defeated the manpower and equipment of the tank, 4 mechanized, 2 assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 5 territorial defense brigades, and 2 National Guard brigades. They repelled 35 counterattacks of assault groups of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The enemy lost more than 3,175 troops, 2 tanks, 4 infantry fighting vehicles, 9 armored personnel carriers, including 7 U.S.-made M113S and 4 other armored combat vehicles, 36 vehicles, 26 field artillery pieces, including 13 NATO-made ones, 8 electronic warfare stations, and 11 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces occupied more advantageous positions, defeated the formations of 5 mechanized, 2 motorized infantry, 2 airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 2 territorial defense brigades. Repulsed 8 enemy counterattacks. Over the course of a week, the Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 1,745 servicemen, 2 tanks, 4 infantry fighting vehicles, including a U.S.-made Bradley, 3 armored personnel carriers, including a UK-made Saxon, and 2 US-made M113S, 4 other armored combat vehicles, 7 cars, and 9 field artillery pieces. 5 electronic warfare stations and 3 ammunition depots were destroyed. As a result of decisive actions by units of the Center Group of Forces, the settlements of Novotroitskoye and Novolanovka were liberated Donetsk People's Republic. The following units were defeated: tank, 6 mechanized, 2 motorized infantry, Jaeger, mountain assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 brigades of Marines, 2 territorial defense brigades, 3 brigades of the National Guard, and an assault brigade of the National Police of Ukraine. 85 enemy counterattacks were repelled. The losses of the Ukrainian armed forces amounted to over 2,750 servicemen, 7 tanks, including 3 Leopards made in Germany, 10 infantry fighting vehicles, including a Bradley made in the USA, 13 armored personnel carriers, including 4 M113S made in the USA, and 16 other armored fighting vehicles. 26 vehicles and 28 field artillery pieces were destroyed. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense, defeated the formations of a tank, 3 mechanized, motorized infantry brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades. Repulsed 14 counterattacks of assault groups. The enemy lost up to 1,155 troops, 2 tanks, 3 armored combat vehicles, 26 vehicles, and 23 field artillery pieces, including 5 US-made 155mm Paladin self-propelled artillery pieces. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the mechanized and infantry brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the Marine Brigade, and 3 territorial defense brigades. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost more than 500 servicemen, 30 vehicles, 6 field artillery guns, 5 electronic warfare stations, and 5 ammunition depots. Air defense systems shot down a Su-27 aircraft of the Ukrainian Air Force, 3 French-made Hammer-guided aerial bombs, 33 rockets of the US-made HIMARS and Uragan multiple launch rocket systems, as well as 559 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. The Black Sea Fleet destroyed 11 unmanned boats. Since the beginning of the special military operation, a total of 651 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 39,207 unmanned aerial vehicles, 590 anti-aircraft missile systems, 20,208 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,505 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 20,163 field artillery pieces and mortars, and 29,832 special military vehicles have been destroyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.